Alright guys, welcome back. Hope you're doing well, hope you're all keeping safe. After playing some survival on The Division yesterday, you may or may not have seen the video I put up yesterday. If you haven't, go check it out. It was pretty fun. I decided to actually jump back on The Division 2 today, get some footage for some upcoming videos, but more importantly, I wanted to get a sense of how the two games differ in their movement, and it's actually pretty crazy the difference between the two. The Division 2 is way more responsive than the Division 1, but of course the Division 1 has the environment which you just don't get in the Division 2. Well, when I jump back on, I noticed something that I really haven't paid much attention to for at least a year, and it may well indicate when the new content is coming out, and you guys probably already know what I'm going to talk about, but we're going to get into this, we're going to talk about it. Drop a like and subscribe to stay up to date with all the videos. Let's begin. If you go back a couple of weeks, 2 weeks or so ago, Yannick tweeted about the final confrontation with Fei Lao. I actually covered it in a video. There were rumours going around that the final fight for the repeated seasons might be different. But of course, as Yannick clarified, and I think everyone knew really, this wasn't true. It was just a rerun of the previous seasons. In that tweet, there was a thread where Yannick actually confirmed a release window for the new content as February of next year. Now, following that, there was a leak of the Division Heartland artwork, which looked like cover artwork. Again, I covered that. There's a lot of DMCA stuff going on, and there was also a listing of the game on both the PSN and Xbox Live store. Now, this listing had a release date for Heartlands as February 23rd. And of course, speculation started brewing that the new content could possibly come out at the same time as the Division Heartland, which is very possible. This speculation is still very much alive today, and I can see why. Well, I never pay much attention to the season timer in the Division 2 in the current live game, but I noticed the timer today said it ends in 11 weeks, 5 days and 13 hours. Again, I don't know if that's changed recently, as in, you know, it was a lot less or a lot more and it's just recently changed due to a maintenance. I don't know. But at the time of me making this video, that means the seasonal timer will expire on Tuesday. That's important. February 15th at 8 AM. So does this confirm the release date of the new season? Will the timer end, we get the usual maintenance, and then the season start? Because let's not forget that the maintenances are always on Tuesday. They're normally at 9 AM UK time to 12 PM. Yeah, 12 PM. And it's obviously different from where you are. So it fits into that kind of maintenance window. Now, right now, this is definitely the best evidence available to give any kind of prediction on the exact release date for the new content. Now, it's quite possible there might be a week break before the new content drops, meaning it would actually come out on February 22nd. So that's only 1 day from Heartland. It could be that the new content comes out on the February 22nd, Heartland comes out on February 23rd. Because let's be honest, guys, we don't know this because it's not been confirmed, but I almost guarantee you guys that, well, firstly, the new game mode that's coming out, I'm pretty sure it's only PvE. I don't think there's any PvP involved in it. And aside from balancing changes that they're going to be making to the game overall, I mean, we've already seen the specialization revamp. I've talked about the fact that they might look at mods, and I would hope they do that, and just other balancing stuff. I'd be very surprised if there's any new PvP content in this game. I mean, Massive don't do PvP. That's why they had Redstorm in initially to make PvP stuff for the Division 2. They did the same with Division 1 because Redstorm, that's what they focus on. They deal, that's kind of their forte. They deal with PvP, and that's why they are the studio focusing on the Division Heartland. So it would make sense that the new content that's going to come out will be PvE driven, and in order to satisfy the PvP audience in this game, who's let's be honest, has a really bad deal. I mean, I would say that I was certainly part of the PvP audience back in the first division, although again I still didn't post many videos on it. I did play a lot of PvP in the Division 1. The Division 2 I've absolutely not, because it's just, in my opinion, horrible. So, you know, PvPers in this game have really had a bad deal. It would make sense then that the new content comes out, it's PvE driven, and then Heartlands comes out almost immediately, and that way you satisfy both audiences. I mean, that makes sense to me. I mean, I don't really want that for selfish reasons, and the reason being is because, you know, I'd rather play I don't want to have to choose between playing the Division 2's new PvE content and the Division Heartland. So that's what will happen if they come out at the same time. I'm going to have to choose which one I want to do, and I will pick the Division 2's PvE content because I am a PvE player. But I absolutely want to play Heartlands, and I'm more excited for Heartlands than I am for the Division 2's new content. So it will be a dilemma, and it's not a dilemma that I really want to have. But if I'm not thinking selfishly, it makes sense to have them both come out around the same sort of time, and that way you can really kind of satisfy, as long as the content's good of course, satisfy the whole audience. That's PvE and PvP players. But, you know, February, guys, it's a scary window. And what I will say as well before I move on to the February window is that back in the Ubisoft sales earnings, they said that it was coming out between April. They said it was coming out in the financial year of 2022-23, which is April 2022 to 23. This is for Heartland. So the leak that we did get about a release date of February 23rd might not be accurate. So we'd have to just wait and see. But yeah, the February window, I mean, there's so many games coming out that are really quite scary. I mean, just to name a few: Horizon Forbidden West, Elden Ring, which is pretty massive, Destiny 2 Witch Queen. You know, that's just a couple, and there's a lot more. Fortunately, I don't think the new content for the Division 2 will be impacted by this, because Division 2 it's not a new game. You know, the new content is kind of fan service. It's not a huge expansion. It's not going to bring in loads of players, and it's not intended to. It's just content to appease the community that are still playing. The Division Heartland, however, is a game that will want to drawing as much attention as possible, and it's going to have a lot of competition if it does come out in February. And it's kind of one of the reasons why I hope it doesn't, because I don't want it to have that competition. I really feel like it needs the biggest chance possible, and if it's going to do that, it needs to be in a window where people aren't looking to play other big games that are coming out, or big expansions that are kind of coming out. I mean, how many of you guys, would choose playing another game like Destiny 2's Witch Queen expansion, or maybe Elden Ring, for example, over playing maybe Heartland or the Division 2 content? Let me know in the comments down below. I've said this before, but aside from Destiny, which somehow forces me to buy every expansion every single year that they bring it out, I just can't get enough of new Destiny expansions. I mean, I love playing Destiny expansions, and I'll play for a little while afterwards, and then I'll get bored of the seasons. That's kind of how it works for me. But aside from that, I will always go back to play any new Division content first. In fact, if new content from the Division came out the same day as a Destiny expansion, I would probably play the Division first. I'm not saying that for sure, because I do love Destiny expansions. I really, really do. But I would probably play the Division first, maybe for an hour or two, then jump on Destiny for an hour or two, then jump back. I'd have to give them both the same amount of attention, really, but it would be the Division first. But anyway, guys, that was it today. I just wanted to kind of cover and speculate on what I believe the release date will be for the new Division 2 content. At this moment in time, from the evidence that's in the game, which is the only evidence that I've been able to find about when the new release date's going to be, and I've searched and I've asked around, and I'm not getting anything. So the best evidence we got, February 15th, will be when the new season comes out. And then Heartland's possibly a week later, although, again, that was from a leak, so it's quite possible that's not going to happen. And if we're using official sources, then it's not going to be until earliest April of 2022. Thanks for watching. Guys, before I go, tomorrow we're getting the Intelligence Annex, the next article. Usually goes live about 5 PM UK time. I'm going to be covering it. Video should be up by 6 PM UK time. I'll try and get out to you guys as soon as possible. So if you want to make sure you don't miss out on that video, make sure your notifications are turned on. Hopefully it's juicy. We'll have to wait and see. Until the next one, Epic out.